So I'm going to talk about why the Fulanis are very powerful, why they're untouchable. That is my focus for some time, for from now onwards, at least for some times. Because while everyone is focused on the atrocities that are being committed or accused of being committed, I would like to look at why they do all they do and then get away with it. So, and for me to start this, I need to actually revisit history. You understand? I need to actually revisit history and how the Fulani started their jihadist movement. And that will take us back to Usman Dan Fodio era. You understand? And then before we do that, we'll need to remind ourselves that in reality, these Fulanis were not originally Nigerian. They migrated to Nigeria and then migrated to the northern part of Nigeria, started from Sokoto. So the Usman Dan Fodio, who actually started this jihadist, was born in 1754 in Sokoto. Ubiri, still there till this day. And when he became about 54 years, that was in 1808, that was when he waged the first jihadist war. That was when he started jihadist war against the Hausa kingdom, against the Sokoto people, and then spread it to all Hausa land. What was the cause? What were his excuses? I think he had three reasons. He had three reasons. First was that the Hausas were not Islamic enough. When the Fulanis arrived Nigeria via Hausa land, the Hausa man already had his Islamic religion. They were already practicing Islamic religion. But somehow, Usman Dan Fodio and his people believed that the Hausas were not Islamic enough. It's like saying that your own Islamic is not the right one. Your own Islam is not the right one. And if you look at it, it sounds familiar, right? It sounds like something coming from Boko Haram, right? Now, the second one was unfair taxation. According to Danfodio, who happens to be perhaps the most powerful Fulani man ever in this country. The Hausa rulers were taxing their people or everyone unfairly. Then the third one was that he could accuse them of corruption. So because of all these things, he decided to wage jihad against the Hausa kingdom. So he fled Gobiri and then started his war, his jihad. Now, jihad is a kind of Islamic war, a kind of an Islamic war against those who are not even Muslim, against unbelievers. You understand? That's what they call jihad in Islam. And according to some parts of Islam, you are supposed to stop your jihad when the enemy stops attacking you. That's according to some verses of the Quran. But somehow, this guy started his own jihad, even when the enemy did not attack. You understand? He wasn't attacked. And then he started jihad against people who did not attack him, against Muslims, not even infidels. Still sounds like something from Boko Haram. Now, they started this war, and eventually they overrun many Hausa states. They extended it further to other Hausa states. And they did not stop there. They extended it to Yoruba land. Do you now see it? So it's like saying that the Hausa man committed an offense and the Fulanese took the war from from the Hausa man and then spread it to other people who are not even Hausas. And that was how they conquered the Lorraine, which is a Yoruba place, Yoruba state. And then they extended their war to as far as Oyo Empire. Now, how did what happened in Sokoto, how affect the person in Yoruba land? Why should the whole of northern Nigeria, Hausa land, suffer because of what happened in Sokoto? I don't know. You understand? So, I suspect that this war wasn't actually all about the Hausas, or because they are mistreating their people, they are not treating their people, and then they were taxing people unfairly. But I think it has more to do with seeking for political power, seeking for dominance, and land grabbing. It's more of this. I suspect it to be more of this than what actually started the war, the reason they gave for going into the war in the first place. You understand? So you can see that if you actually look at today, you can still see the resemblance of this in what is happening today. The jihad being carried out today, though, is more of now, it now has a different name. They now call it banditry because we now know how to speak English and know how to give anything we like, any name we like to something. It is now called banditry, but they still have the same resemblance. They still have, you can still find something like look like the same motive motivating what is happening today. Because some of the villages where they have sacked villagers, they have been occupied by Fulanis. So they sack people and occupy it, just like what they did then. So I'm going to stop here so that this video will not be too long. But definitely, we are going to this what I'll be talking about concerning these people will be long and eye-opening. So I'll be dropping this big video gradually, hopefully daily, or at least twice, or at least, or maybe 4 or 5 times in a week, so that we all look at it and then then we'll start looking for a solution. I'll be providing how other people can actually learn from what these people are doing or what they have done to actually start balancing this, so actually start countering them. Because if we don't counter them, we might not have a land tomorrow.